That's actually a very loaded question. I think a moment like that changes everybody's lives. I think not just mine, but I think most important, the lives of people who look like me, especially the young ones who feel and believe if I can do it, so can they. So it's changed many, many way of thinking and lives in that way.
How do you manage the responsibility, I guess, that comes with being such a big part of representation for both the Malaysian and the Asian community?
Well, I think it's been something that we've been working on for the longest of time, consciously, unconsciously, aggressively, and with hope, because representation is so necessary. I think it's not just the ones who look like me, but for every single one, every single sex, every single thing. So it is very important, and I don't see it as a responsibility. I see it as a shared commitment for all of us.
Say we critique each other's things, but we rely on each other as the final say on anything about is this up to the standards that we want to put out in the world as people? And it always is, because obviously we're pretty rigorous about that. But I think we depend on each other to keep each other honest about that we're on the right path for our own visions for ourselves. Whenever I approach whether to do a new show, I always want to see, is this a world that I have not ever explored, and a world that television has not explored? And so this was a world that I think television, this particular Asian American experience, was not something that we saw a lot on TV, certainly not as holistically. And so if you're gonna do that and you're committed to it, you want to create an environment, both that people, a show that both where people can see it and forget that that's what they're seeing, but also be immersed in it and come out of it with a degree of compassion that they didn't have before.
Like, are you constantly critiquing each other's work and giving each other tips? You know what I mean?
You know, we actually don't really do that. I mean, I'm focused kind of on my content, commerce business, and he's focused on his TV. And I don't know, he never lets me read anything and say,
Really?
no.
Well, I mean, I think that's healthy.
Yeah, we keep it subtle. Well, I really start at home with my family, and that's, my energy, of course, goes there first and foremost. And then I'm very focused on my business right now, and that's kind of it. The dogs, my dogs as well.
That's important. I'm glad you mentioned them.
I hope this year brings, peace and understanding and, the idea that people don't have to be so right about everything. We need some ease and some openness to seeing other points of view.
Yeah, when I first read the breakdown and saw that the story was based in both LA and Taiwan, it was really surreal. Like, how often do you have characters and stories that are almost identical to your own background? It was a huge honor to be able to play this character. Knowing Taipei as a city intimately, and knowing Los Angeles as a city very well, it felt like I had a lot of ownership over this character in terms of his background as well. So a lot of those decisions in terms of delivery of a dialogue or how it relates to a character just came naturally. Be able to share my world with my mom, be able to bring her into it, I remember the first day on set, she had this. It's like she was trying not to giggle. She was like a kid in a candy store. She had her own trailer. She had her own chair on set, and that just made me so happy because I'm very close to my family, and they're all here with me tonight. So being able to share that with her was a dream come true.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is a life-changing role for me. I've thought about this a lot. If I just stopped acting, if I quit acting forever, I would be content with my career because I feel like on this show I got to do everything I wanted to do as an actor. Yeah, I mean, I was just so stoked. I think I went to Disneyland to kind of get my mind off the stress because at that time it was sort of a waiting period, you know, to hear back. But I was in line at Splash Mountain, and then I got a call. And our showrunners and our director was very mean. They pitched it. They called me, and they described it like I didn't get the part. Like everything about their tone, about the way they were talking to me was like, oh, this is like bad news. Like, I'm screwed, whatever. Just tell me I didn't get it. And then like out of nowhere, just real quick, they were like, oh yeah, you got the part, congratulations.